Good. Call the work session to order. Any questions about tonight's agenda? Not everybody at once.
Recording that meeting,
Huh?
getting that meeting
Which one? Oh,
next week.
definitely.
But not a lot, really.
Not a lot tonight. I think there's probably gonna be more questions with the new program. With our new business office.
You know, the Veterans Park changes. I was curious, it's very small writing and I couldn't really see, or maybe it's not in there to this.
Yeah, so essentially with Veterans Park, the original design was proposing a huge change in landscaping. There was a lot of additional concrete work that didn't necessarily need to be done, flushed concrete curves along the asphalt. Really what they were looking for was replacing the existing pavers with concrete. Because obviously the pavers start to heave, they have issues with people tripping. There's also some lighting issues out there. So we've taken out a lot of the stuff that wasn't necessary, left in the lighting, the concrete work, because we're trying to bring it down. The original proposal came in at $500,000. The grant is only $125,000. So by the time you take design costs out of there, you're talking, we're probably going to be left with about $112,000. So we've really tightened up the plans so that we're hoping the cost of construction comes down significantly.
Like, as in it would fit within the 112 that's left, sort of,
That's what we're hoping.
yeah, target area.
Yeah.
Well, we also sat down with veterans. We had quite a few veterans in the office and I think what they wanted was misinterpreted and it was ground level, what was it, ground level curbing? There's so
Yeah.
many different things that they don't want. What they want is a safe, with a lot of veterans that are getting, they're getting older and they're tripping over the blocks now, the pavers right now are getting uneven and they want stamped concrete. That was their biggest concern.
Yeah.
And so we're going back, we've really simplified the idea and hopefully we've simplified it enough to get it back within the budget that they have.
So essentially what I did was I took the original design plans. Everything highlighted in yellow is what's to remain. Everything with a red line through it is what we're removing and taking out of the design plans.
Okay, that's helpful. Probably for this.
Yeah.
No.
There's a lot of stuff in there they didn't want. We sat down with the veterans that are, Greg Lee, I don't know if you haven't met Greg Lee, take 5 minutes and meet him, because he's an incredible human being, and anyways, they were great. They sat down, we had a great meeting with them, and we went over every piece of the park. So,
Where's the breakdown of what was taken out and what's staying?
There was a set of plans that was attached.
Oh, okay,
With the
thank you.
so essentially what I did was I took those set of plans, sent them to Barton and LaJudas and asked them for us a revised estimate on what it would cost to make those changes in the plans and the specs, so we could rebid the project.
Is the 1,500 that they're gonna charge us as part of, is that the general fund? Where does it come out of?
That would come out of the grant.
Oh,
The grant would pay for that. But I mean, you gotta keep in mind, the more money we're taking out of the grant, the less money we have in the construction portion of it, so it's trying to narrow it down as little as we can.
we've had that grant for
Long time.
5 years. I
Yeah.
think. This project has been getting kicked around for 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
So it'd really be cool to get this. Yeah, the first honor flight this year, I think it's May 16th. That's not legitimate. We may be able to get it, maybe hopefully for the second. They have the first 2 flights and then they'll have the break in between for 2 months and then they go back. So hopefully.
Yeah, I mean,
it'd be
this,
awesome to have it
we
done.
only had one contractor that bid on this. I don't know whether all that happened was this got posted on our website, so there's probably a lot of contractors out there that aren't signed up to get our notifications from our website. So when we bid this, I will be reaching out to a lot of the contractors that I know personally to see if we can get more of a competitive bid this time.
Is this? I'm going home. the plans that they submitted this last time, that was the first time, right? Those plans had been.
Been put out to bid.
Okay,
Yes,
that's what I
yep,
thought, yeah.
Yep, it's been put out once. And that was right before I came into this role. It just got completed that. That it?
No, Andrew did a lot of work on that. And I think we have it to a point where hopefully we get,
Right.
I think we're gonna have more people bid because it's not as complex.
Right. Yep.
Be really cool to get it done.
Yes.
Billy Jones, it's one of Billy Jones's grant. They said we never spend as
That
much.
we never spent,
And we
yeah.
are trying to spend Billy's money.
Should tell him to tell Dasney not to make it so hard.
Yeah. Well, he shouldn't have quit. Then we could have, he
Yeah.
could have given us more money. he
Yeah.
Complained
Yeah.
about, right?
Actually, I was out and about in my ward yesterday and I had somebody ask me about the bocce ball.
Yes,
Yes. And
So I told them it's this.
it is, it's right there. Same with the playground. They are both right there. I actually got an email the other day. They want a copy of our entire budget for the bocce ball court, so we're getting that paperwork together and sending them a copy of our entire budget.
You know, it's nice that they give us these grants or they give us this money. But it's like pulling teeth for false teeth to
Yeah.
get it going, and it's a little redundant,
Out of $100,000 grant, I probably got $20,000 of payroll sending them
and it's
stuff that they keep
ridiculous.
asking
Yeah,
for. It's
it,
crazy. Yeah, yeah, but that's what you gotta do to get the money.
yeah,
So-
and it's gonna be worthwhile too, because the Special Olympics, that's
And it's, yes, it is built for Special Olympics, but it's for everybody to use.
right. And
So
actually, the
they-
woman that I spoke with yesterday, she and her friends get together and she was upset there was no chalkmark or anything last year, so
Oh,
it was a
okay.
little rough on them.
Yep. Yeah, I
So-
mean, we can, that's definitely something with the paint robot, we can go out there and we can paint them back again this year.
Okay,
So,
that would be
and actually, we can paint them down a little bit further from where they're gonna be constructing the new ones, so they can still play while. the
okay,
new
that
ones
would
being
be
constructed.
awesome.
Yep, for sure, we got a lot of room out there, so.
in all seriousness, it'd be almost be $500,000 of Billy Jones money that he's got to the city of Plattsburgh, that we'll get.
Yeah,
Hopefully spent
Yep.
this year.
Yep, for
That's,
sure.
you know, we'll have to thank Billy for that.
no, that's
Definitely.
agreed, it's just frustrating.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, they make it hard. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Far as my liaison reports, I've been absolutely completely out straight all week. I mean, crazy, insane. So I wasn't able to reach out to these guys this week at all. Chief Lawless said that, you have the email, you had some questions about the program. He's gonna implement for reports. So we'll hopefully that'll get
For,
for the reports. That's, yes, that's what I asked. Chief. I thought we connected here. I thought we connected.
The address, we're still, we can do it all.
Oh, okay, okay,
I know exactly, send you some
okay.
past reports.
All right, I misunderstood him. Okay. Oh, I got it.
I was in the same position, because as soon as you said liaison report, I was like, oh, right,
Yeah, I just,
that meeting that I'd like to have.
I just,
Same boat.
To be fair, though, I think we'll end up talking about a lot of the big issues, like the system you guys wanna, talk about at some point. I don't know if that's today we talk about that.
I think, are you guys ready? You guys wanna talk about it? I mean, I think it's, now's no better time than the present.
I was just gonna.
Is it any other questions for tonight's agenda? Because then we can go to this ERP and,
he's all loaded over here for.
Yeah, let's talk about the year.
yeah,
Good.
I'm not always, but I don't.
how much is it when you show up late with, was it $1?
Well, the first year.
10?
100,000.
Alright.
You've asked them.
Like that.
But in fairness, compared to what I deal with,
Don't blame it on that.
that's chump change.
Chump change.
Okay?
I'm not
I
fine.
would get like, that is.
Alright.
Let's see. He was wrong about the item too, so that's another 10.
Woodpark.
Which one's that?
He was wrong about on the 10.
Oh, you hear that? You were wrong about lacrosse at Penfield. It's a football season. We looked it up.
Oh, perfect. That's what I was gonna ask you. All right.
The request. Reduce.
Oh,
I had to be a girl for a
he
minute.
never got in, right?
Yeah.
Do we have any conflict on that?
Nice. Thank you. Rick.
You need a.
Richard, do you have another one?
Here.
Hopefully.
Okay, all right.
I'm plastic drop.
Listen, and there's, listen, it's really just about.
Yeah, making sure you get to the next.
Did you sign down that email yesterday?
Yeah, it went out today, it went out first thing this morning. Did everybody get the email?
got it,
Yeah, everybody got it. It went out this morning.
And they've got all the printouts.
To that stuff.
Yeah, they got all the copies of everything. They got.
Well, we got this right here
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So you know, Beth made the copies of everything that was on.
But I barely looked at it, so.
Yeah, I didn't.
There's gonna be more questions, I guarantee. What-
It
yeah.
here,
yeah.
That was my email to them.
Good.
How's that?
So,
Everybody's got that on their desk too.
We filled
Are you?
No,
We did.
no, we're talking about the new building. Things to get. Why? We can try to get out early.
but it's interesting. We can. talk.
No, we're going, no, we're getting ready.
Mr. Neighbors.
Mhm,
Maybe we should.
mhm.
You don't have one of those? Okay. All right, so since last November, we've been looking at ERP systems, means enterprise system for the city to replace the municipal system we have right now. And it's supposed to cover everything from soup to nuts that we have to work on. And I think we've looked at roughly a dozen different software packages and narrowed it down to the 5 that you see graded on that one set of documents. Where we had a demonstration here on Edmunds GovTech, and then we looked at AccuFund, Springbrook, OpenGov, Software Solutions. At the Edmunds presentation we had here, we had just about every department show up. And all the department heads and there's clerical people things, looked at it. Everybody's saying, hey, this looks really great because it's coordinated. It's everything we need to do in one system. And as it turned out, you know, we use that as the base to look at the rest of the systems that we've got analyzed here. And you can see from the grading that even though Edmunds had everything pretty much in place that we needed, they got the lowest grade. They weren't the best choice. So with the rest of the time that we put in on this and dealing with certain departments like Joe's department directly, because he uses everything in municipal permit and codes and that kind of stuff. He worked directly with just about all these companies and his crew did take a look at what the system would do. And they gave us the rating. We talked to other department heads about timekeeping and what's needed for data collection there, scheduling. And we looked at what we have to do for the financial systems and the HR pieces. And what we've come up with is we think OpenGov is the best choice. And even though they seem to be one of the most expensive. We've got a list of information that Casey and Casey put together today of things that will be replaced on an annual cost basis with this new software. It starts out at $168,000 for the first full year, if we get it in by January 1st, 2027.
By when? I'm sorry.
January 1st of 2027.
Okay.
That would be for all modules except for the utility billing would activate, say, April 1st. We would run the current utility billing system for the first 3 months of 27 and integrate those numbers within the OpenGov software package for reporting purposes. And then we switched a lot of everything on OpenGov as of April 1st. It's a tight schedule and it's due to start this April to get it all done by the end of this year for all the majority of the modules and then have utility billing done by next April 1st. They've discounted the software to us from 266,000 a year down to 168,000. And they've committed resources at this point to start the project as soon as we say yes or no. When it comes to the different modules, we know that the screens are integrated, and we know that everything is accessible from one software package. And it's an easy set of screens. Everybody that looked at the screens directly thought that they were very user-friendly. They weren't complicated like Munis is right now. And we checked a lot of references, and unfortunately, Eileen and Casey Cox did reference checking, and they are not here tonight. But Casey's got the background on that because he went through with them the last 2 weeks when I wasn't here.
So references is really important for us to see how other municipalities deal with their ERP systems. So we call municipalities that use these programs. Some we found, well, this is exactly what we have with Munis, and that's not acceptable for us because I think since we've had Munis, Eileen has had 900 support cases, and when you're on the phone with support, it takes a lot of our time. And I think efficiency is very important for us, and we just aren't efficient. You guys see the Munis reports. You guys, I don't know, dealt with Munis, but I know some managers have dealt with Munis, and it is very cumbersome.
Or they've not done it.
Or, yeah. So we talked with all the references, OpenGov, glowing remarks on their support. They listen to their customers, and they really put a foot forward to trying their best for their customers. We called the other ones like Springbrook and My Software Solutions, and they would use parts of OpenGov. And when we're talking about references on a Springbrook, they'd be like, well, OpenGov, and we just had heard no bad things about them. And I think that's somewhere where we're lacking is our ERP system that we currently have. I know the price might jump out at you for a lot, but when we started with Munis, it was $700,000.
In the year 2000.
And
Imagine what that would be today.
Hey, I was gonna say that, you know, that's up.
Twice that today.
And not to put Jim on the spot, but he's an IT guy and he knows how much goes into implementation.
I mean, this is a lot of money to some people. It's peanuts. What we deal with at the 7 hospitals. I mean, really, you know, they're
And-
$1 million, you know,
The 300
per year packages.
piece of it is the implementation and data conversion and uploading and setup of the system. For the first 9 months in this year, it's only 108,000 for the software. Now, we're gonna capitalize those costs because it's the first year of the system. And I say that's a capital project, and we'll create a capital project for the 467,000, is it? And on one of the handouts I gave you, it shows OpenGov.
The additional AIM funding we just received,
Pardon me?
with the additional, the extra AIM funding we just got, not the AIM, but the addition to it. The 900.
It's 900,000. But on this other handout, when you look at the OpenGov allocation, the very top of that is their original quote, then their updated quote, and what each module or segment of modules, finance and budgeting, utility billing, tax and revenue, and so forth, how much they represent of the total cost. Now, in the next block right below it, that's the allocation. This is important. That's
All of these, we start from the general fund.
It's not all getting trickled.
That's the important part of this, the city fund cost allocation. For the general fund, water fund, sewer fund, MLD totals, you can see. There would be an implementation cost allocation of 202,000 to the general fund, 52,000 to water, 63,000 to sewer, and 144 to MLD. And MLD segment would be, you know, everything that that everybody has, GL and everything, but you have the inventory system. Integrated work orders and also the utility billing system and all of that applies for meters and so forth, so. So it's got everything that we currently have and more. And so the cost of the 461, 476, the initial pay for this year, is allocated accordingly. Now, we can put that on a capital project, which we're gonna do because we're gonna capitalize those costs. We could bond resolution it later for borrowing it, but I would just say we're gonna charge it to those funds based on this allocation rate. I know you don't need to borrow money there. But this will have like 10 years.
Right.
So you can get 10-year finance it to measure the revenue and the expenses of the period or not, just charge that. So if this be a transfer against. Transfer from each of the funds for that amount into their operating results of early 2026. And we'd have it operational by, all of it operational by April 1st of 27.
And there was more functionality with the permitting and building inspectors. They have a rental registry, which would make life so much easier down to the inspectors. They have a seamless permitting and building inspector platform. That's kind of where they raised this whole ERP system from. So they've been doing it for 15 years. So they have permitting building inspectors pretty well first, and they know exactly what they're talking about and how to implement what the city needs for our system and to make our life more efficient. Right now, our payroll, I don't know if you guys know, but we do it all by just manual timesheets. And it is a pain on the clerks and it's a pain on Julie. Where they're entering it, they're giving it to her, and then Julie's re-entering it. If we go with this program, it encompasses a timekeeping system where it's all automatic, where people are clocking in, clocking out, and there's not all that extra work.
Yeah, so it mentioned payroll. There's a time management system
Correct.
included under that?
Yeah, schedule, it's Time Clocks Plus that they integrate and they pay for within our quote. They pay for everything, they put the equipment in for us as well.
Even the hardware?
Yeah, I believe so, right?
I will double check on that, but
You
I
believe
believe
so?
so.
That's what the
Wow.
word was today. And they have, what do you call it, where it's proximity?
So, they do have, you can do the mobile app, which, they already have, and that has geofencing. So if people are clocking in, let's say we make a geofence around, City Hall. So I can't, when I'm home, clock in like I'm at City Hall. It only allows you to clock in if you're in that designated area.
Unless you're working remotely maybe, or are you allowed to work remotely?
You know,
No,
You know.
We don't do that.
no.
Nobody works remotely.
But we can also have clocks with biometrics or badge dunking.
The
there's-
biometrics turned into,
Bob, there's a
turned
bunch
into
of
an
different-
issue, and so
Yeah.
that'll
Yeah.
get dropped. The biometrics turned into an issue, so that probably will be not used. and
I would imagine that we've got
Discussion.
some union complaints about. the
Yes,
hacker
so
thing and
anyway.
forth.
Not gonna get into the middle of that one, cause I'm on the other end.
Even clocking.
Yeah.
Clocking out from a phone or a computer or
Yes,
where
Or a
it's,
fob.
or a fob. It makes life easier on everybody.
And it's an electronic record, it eliminates all the paper records that we have to put together in the outside departments. Combine that information, you know, from the timesheets, the gents fill out and the ladies fill out. Then you put it in their local system and send it to us so we can read through it again. It gets rid of like $300,000 or $400,000 of opportunity, wasted time on doing paperwork over and over again. That's just one of the advantages in the electronic timekeeping. The approval process is much easier for the manager because they can see it all online, on a screen, line by line, who did what yesterday, and they can say whether it's right or it's wrong.
We have people that make a mistake in the time it goes. You take a day off and you don't understand. So we end up docking them. And, you know, it just makes a mess. I mean,
Right.
we end up having to discipline somebody, they made a mistake. But they used time they didn't have, so we have to, you know, so that's another time waste. This isn't up to date. This one is a current way to.
real time. Yeah.
Real time.
Yeah.
Real time.
And we took what you
This
guys were saying
financial
about
management
signing on for-
overview
Yes,
is very
that is so
informational.
100%. So this system will have a workflow where you guys can just look
I
at
don't
the
know.
POs yourself. And it doesn't have to be right.
It's in
after
this thing.
Thursday, you guys can look at them
Oh.
and decide and sign on. Online if you want to, so it's not, it doesn't have to be paper based.
This is the whole management overview, the financial, that's, I like that it laid it all out. And
Put a lot of time into
this is all,
figuring.
And we also chose the vendors that have AI features. And the AI feature that they have is going to save us the most time and provide the most of those. Is going to become fair there. Where Justin sends me an invoice, says, hey. We don't have to do anything else but that, we scan it. We scan it into the system, and the system creates the payment record, so no data entry,
wow,
no saving.
Who checks that?
nice.
You gotta review it,
Yeah,
right?
we do.
Okay.
We would,
Okay. That's all.
but you don't save the paper item. So you get rid of all the manufactured. And it's gonna be in the system, you get rid of the data entry. From our accounts payable, and you also get rid of the voucher preparation, or what's called the claim form, which I've been trying to get rid of since 2007. You get rid of that extra piece of paper that everybody types out and attaches to the invoice, so you get 2 pieces of paper you're filing. So this gets rid of, now, of course, on the invoice, we would like to make sure the vendor has the PO. And if there's a PO, then we have the accountant all taken care of. And all the manager of the department has to do is just initial that they're approved.
And it's all tracked by PO number right through from
Yeah.
beginning to end.
Yep. This program also has our budgeting, so in transparency, so we be getting rid of ClearGov. And it has a similar process like ClearGov, but it's more efficient. So we would be getting rid of that cost and moving towards this.
That's on the other sheet that Casey put together.
That should be brought out of the dark
It's
ages.
seriously, you
That is,
literally, you're right.
yes,
Right.
no, it's, you know,
This list
everybody's
is,
saying Plattsburgh's archaic. Well,
It's gonna
here we
take
are.
time to put all this in
Mm.
place, but
Yeah.
yes, eventually.
Yes.
answer to Counselor Strack's question several weeks ago. It's like, what will you be getting rid of by putting this in? And that's what this list is.
We also,
87,000 a month. And that doesn't mention any
You
of
did,
the
Mike.
things that we can save efficiencies on for paper state, time saving.
the time savings would be probably incredible, right? I
And
mean,
not
you know,
dealing with support, not being on the phone for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Is it really 900 support calls, you said?
Actually, as a matter of fact, here's the stats that Eileen pulled for us, and it's pretty revealing, and this is just one person in finance, it's not the rest of us that have made calls either. Since we went live with utility billing on February 3rd, 2015. So call it 11 years ago. 825 closed munis support cases, so 825 cases.
So that's like,
That's 75 a year
Since when?
since 2015,
Okay,
75 a year. Now, when Casey and Eileen were doing the reference calls, they were hearing about maybe 1 or 2 cases a year with OpenGov.
Hmm.
Now, Munis is notorious for this. They still have 21 of those 825 cases open and unresolved. 7 of the 21 open cases have been referred to development, and we call that the black hole. Once development has it, you'll never see it again. You just go to it. And let's see, with the oldest development case going back to 2021. So here's a case that's 4 years old that they haven't even bothered to fix. And this is the problem we've had with them forever. And their constant reply to us is, well, can't you figure a workaround? And it's like, hey, man, this is your software. Why can't you make it work?
that's clear. Now, it does that?
No,
No.
units.
Units. Oh, yeah,
So,
I'm not surprised.
and nobody has ever thought that the system was efficient or easy to navigate through or easy to look at the screens. It's
You
always.
know, I love it.
The mayor says I'm not even gonna.
just
sign
the
into it.
fact that this is
I get it.
GUI is a huge bonus.
And like Julie said, we're gonna come out of a 25-year-old software package that really hasn't been improved much.
Mhm.
They've taken it from the desktop version and said we're web-based now, so we're so much more functional. The desktop version we had loans working in it, And as soon as they went to live with the web-based version, the loan stopped working. And we do use loans because we want money to people, and we track their loans, and we also have to do accelerations on them to do payouts. It won't work now. And development's saying, well, that never really worked that way. It's like, come on, man. We can show you where it used to in the desktop version. You just gotta make sure it migrates to the web-based version to work.
So it sounds like everybody got a chance to look at the Edmonds version of it. Has everybody looked at this? Because I'm curious to see how like the fire department has time different, they do different shifts, different, and maybe even the police department, maybe Joel. I mean, everybody has different ways of using it. Is it adaptable so that every department can?
Yeah, the software that the police and fire use, the importance is a schedule. They have to schedule it. And this opened up package with the Time Clocks Plus add-on for connection to has a schedule as well. And it has sorts of capabilities for signing in for IDs. So that can be used, and of course, it's gonna be a migration from what they're using now to what they see that they can use in that system.
Will they get a chance to look at it specifically and kind of play around with it and see if it works for them, like they did with the Edmonds one?
We didn't really have like a hands-on demo where people were doing transactions. They just put it up on the screen and showed us how it worked. And everybody said, this is what we need, and we like seeing the coordination of the screens, and we think Edmonds is great. So we went out and found 4 better ones, and OpenGov has even more than Edmonds did.
Should we get a demo of the open?
Sure. Yeah,
Before we commit to it.
we've got a guy that's dying to come up here and do demo after demo. after
Let's get him
demo.
up.
Let's get them up
Get 'em
here.
up.
It is serious about it, let's do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we'll get it do fast,
No, fine.
because
Can he come up?
And-
Can he come up next week? Or,
yes, he could.
so let's
He
plan.
would love to do that, to present to you guys.
Okay,
The only thing with the pricing and the coordination and the scheduling they put together, this is a 3% discount that we have in the software, it expires at the end of March, unfortunately.
So this is.
Can
like
you
gotta
possibly
happen.
push them to go a little
we have,
out?
They had to go to their board direct.
Or it's limitation.
we have a special meeting next Thursday.
Yeah.
So can you,
Yeah.
is it possible to get the departments through by Thursday?
Yeah.
That's before April.
Yeah, and he can be here, we can do a Zoom with him.
They had some of their best
Sign and
people.
talk to everybody.
Okay.
He thinks we'll be.
Time with us.
I don't know if you do that, but we do have,
Yeah, 'cause
we're
you have-
gonna have a special meeting next Thursday
And we
at 5 o'clock. So
talked with some people.
it's something we can add on the agenda. if that
Train the
works for,
trainer.
the council.
Yeah, I'm curious how because I feel like you guys, the MLD and the city, like you guys have such a different talking system, right? Like doesn't Kelly use her own different?
She has the public service commission account code, so if you have to, and that's the same.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it'll integrate into this.
Okay, good.
Which is versed in those two.
Yeah.
The timekeeping, like our crews, they show up at Sharon Avenue at 7 AM. But through the day, they're on 3 or 4 different sites. Well, this timekeeping track that.
Yes.
Work orders, account codes, all that.
Which is
Who makes
awesome.
that? Employee or
We can manage that and customize it to what you guys want.
It could be right on the pad during the day. They change jobs, they put in another code, right there, it's done electronically.
is that hardware included in the quote? Is it lineman? How many do we get?
You
Um,
get all those details. Okay,
so
Like,
those
we can
pieces-
get that.
Joel, you also asked me a question earlier. If Bill said, I show up to work at, he shows up 7:35. He gets there early. He punches in 7:35, goes into the office, makes his coffee, gets ready for his day. He leaves at 3 o'clock. I'm sure the system is able, he's not gonna pay him a half an hour of overtime, right?
Oh, I see what, yeah.
Not management, no, say it's a union person,
Their schedule.
say like Joe, when he was,
It'll fill the overtime, right?
yeah, but it shouldn't be, it won't bill overtime unless it's
Approved.
approved
yeah.
overtime.
Okay,
But
yeah,
that's
that-
where- that's where the manager of the department calls up the records and he looks at everything person by person. And he can do it the day after yesterday, here's all the time, and he can say yes or no, the overtime.
so that's
So
an
here's the
option.
punch here, so
Yeah.
there's a Problem.
Right.
Someone clocked in but never clocked out, so they're gonna get paid for 24 hours, there's a problem, those kind of things.
Right, in the library, we also use this.
Yep.
So,
It's gonna be available to all the departments, and the best part about it is. It's one system that has everything in it, and that's the point, is to have it all coordinated, and when you're in one screen, you can access information from any of the other modules, whereas in Munis. If you're looking at customer service for utilities and you wanna see taxes, get on the other screen and call that up.
I
And
think.
if you wanna see something else, get on the third screen to call it, because you can't just. Tap usually
Think-
one screen to
We
the other.
saying just, we just wanna make sure everybody's good before we go. spend this
Yeah.
money.
What,
I
What
think
was
if
our
we can get them up
implement-
next week, that.
it's a long implementation process, right? It's not.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think that's what you mean.
It's right, there's a chart in your.
okay,
handout
somewhere,
there
I
that
didn't
shows
see
the
it.
schedule.
Okay.
So
So
you
the-
did a
good.
chart or whatever they call them?
The training on this is part of the,
Yes.
Fees.
so, and then they're gonna go to each department, train each individual department.
Yep.
and how it runs.
They'll
And they're
either
gonna
have,
come to Plattsburgh.
or they'll have video training if, you know, if they say, oh, and they can do it that way as well.
Okay.
But yeah, it's gonna be people want to go, right?
We're gonna be looking at IT contract system too.
And that's
Friday.
right into the cost.
We are.
of Start.
How-
And we're
That's
gonna,
all in cost.
How far are we gonna go with time management? I mean, I swipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I
As
use
far as any
a
business
computer, right? So
We need a time system in this city.
we do,
This city's big enough that we should have been implemented years ago.
we do,
This will implement that.
we do, and we'll have
And
to
we
have
can-
time
we
to
can
talk
use-
to all the unions.
We can use the time clock to drive the cost to where we want it to go, like doors, accounts and that kind of. So that it eliminates all of the journal entries and all of the coding and everything of account. numbers.
And the managers and employees filling out a timesheet. And
So
the only,
the implementation number is a hard number, they're not gonna.
Hard.
have them on.
so those are hours based on estimated hours. So if we go over that, they have a professional service. Agreement in there that, we'll get it for free. We go under, then I guess they'll talk about it if we go under,
Yeah,
Okay.
it says not to exceed.
yes.
I see, okay.
It's a not to
Implementation
exceed.
352,000 and 108,000 for the first 9 months of the software.
Got it.
So it's not to exceed that. Now, will they give us credit if they're under? They might find it very easy for us to have our implementation.
what's
They
the
do have.
yearly
our
after?
account codes from a previous OpenGov transparency. Application we were using. So they're about to see if they still have our account structure, because we had to load the whole thing for them to have this. Transparency online. We replaced that with ClearGov. But now we're going back to OpenGov. It gets rid of ClearGov and we have all the same features. In OpenGov as we do in ClearGov right now. The transparency will be the same and the budgeting will be the same.
And I think the yearly fees will be about the same because we're not gonna be buying ClearGov. We're gonna just,
Yeah.
so it's a little bit, Jim, just, I think that's what you were just asking, Jim.
No, what I
Yearly
wanted to know,
price is
what
gonna be-
is the yearly
You're right.
budget once we're over the implementation?
168,000.
And right now we're doing,
130 something.
Right now we're doing 1/3, well, we're doing all of those, yeah.
Yeah, but if it covers all this is
Then it's-
187.
Right,
yeah,
right. It's
So-
gonna be pretty, we save a little bit.
So long term, it might even save money.
We'll definitely say.
the efficiency alone.
Efficiency alone, oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to about 150.
Right.
Now, as far as the timekeeping and scheduling, we can build that in, we can work into that. If the police and fire find it's just as efficient of what they're using now. we can replace it.
I like the utility bill.
And it will make it a
All
lot
around.
easier on the customers too.
Exactly.
They will be able to kind of see, I think it has a portal and they'll be able to see. The separation of their water, their sewer, it's very easily laid out for them. Which I think will help with some of the phone calls that we get, downstairs too.
Would
So,
online payments be easier?
Yes, it'll be integrated.
so we
Get away
won't be
from
going
fees.
through a third party
Because they're
anymore.
Get away
horrible.
from fees.
No, that's
Like
huge.
down for credit cards and E-rate.
As a matter of fact, yeah,
I
you
hate.
can see at the top of this schedule where it says ERP system scoring analysis, once again, the best is 4.
for each one of the modules, and if they looked at every module, the worst is one, 0 wasn't available. The second thing that you see is, can we keep our current credit card merchant? With Edmunds, no, with IQ Fund, yes, with Springbrook, no, with OpenGov, yes, and with Software Solutions, no. Everybody was bitching to me about, hey, you've got to let us get to a new credit card merchant. It's like, well, why? We're gonna go up to $1.95 for an e-check, and we're gonna go up to over 3% for a credit card discount fees. It's like, we're currently at 80 cents and 2.5%. So recently we talked to our credit card merchant, and they're now called Global Payments. They used to be NCR, but NCR bought them out. And they said, we haven't done a rate review here in a long time. We gotta take a look at that. So it's like, oh, of course, the rates are gonna go up. They intend to, but we have to make sure that we have it finalized with them. They intend to take our 80-cent e-check fees down to 25 cents. 60% reduction. And take the 2.5% discount fee down to 2.35. So for our customers, they're gonna get a benefit out of that because we pass those fees on as completely fees for the profits.
Does that make up the difference between, like, I know ClearGov, it looks like they have a 4% increase every year in the cost, whereas like the My Solutions has a 3%. Like, I'm curious, because they scored.
Software cost increase, it's nothing to do with.
Nothing, okay, okay, because I noticed that they're,
Yeah.
like, they scored the same, they both got 70s, according to this one that you guys did. And it's way cheaper with Software Solutions, but I'm curious, like, how they, what you.
So with my software solutions, we had to get a different permitting building, inspectors, so that was adding cost, that was $35,000 plus $12,000 implementations for that.
That's not in here, like, listed.
It is.
On
Oh, it is.
Second page.
And then, we would also need.
Which one?
Second page. Rubric, that's what you call it.
This one.
It's got 2 pages.
Okay.
Okay, so the bottom line was.
Okay, I was thinking more like the annual cost once it's all done.
The software solutions, you have to add in SDL, which is the permit, Rights Up, which is the timekeeping, and OpenGov for property taxes. They don't even have property taxes in their ERP system.
So they would have to, you would have to get another system separate for timekeeping, and you would have to get another system separate for permitting.
Okay.
That would integrate with it, but it wouldn't be actually part of the system. And with OpenGov, it is part of the system, and it all flows.
So that right there alone, the fact that it's just one nut in that wall and that shell, and we're not gonna be fighting with.
Would physical checks come back here possibly? So people that write checks now don't get processed here, right? Would that,
We process checks here, but people also have the ability, and that's through our banking, we have our lockbox. So sometimes people send their
okay,
checks away to our lockbox.
yes,
But they do have the option of bringing it here and having it processed here.
Right, no.
Or putting it in the mail and sending it here.
Or if they have auto pay, it's a direct debit.
yeah, no, that's what I do.
I was gonna say, is there, right now you guys have auto pay, if I could figure out
We have
that,
auto pay, e-checks, credit cards,
I could figure that out, but I can't,
Lockbox. have all the options.
so it would be still available.
Yeah,
Easier?
everything's still available.
Pay by text, pay by, there's gonna be some.
Yep, now they have
That
a
is
better
fantastic.
online portal for our customers to use than we currently have in Unis. But it's still gonna be the same handoff that we experience now. Once the customer gets through saying what they want to do, it's a redirect to our credit card merchant to take the payment.
Okay.
And for
Okay.
convenience. So we still don't touch anybody's account numbers, we don't touch anybody's credit card numbers, I leave that all in there.
That's good.
And they just transfer the cash back.
This is all SaaS, right? This is all,
We do $12.5 million in credit cards and e-checks right now.
Annually.
Annually.
At 25 cents, the people are gonna jump all over that e-check price. But we have to make sure we get that finalized, and we believe it will be. What else have we got to share here? Oh, yeah, on AccuFund, the real low number that they're showing there is if we are in a multi-user environment. And you can see at the top where some say it's a single server. AccuFund did for that low price, Springbrook did for their price, and so did Software Solutions. AccuFund said if we have a speed issue, we have to go to a single server, and that's the different numbers at the bottom on the second page. It shows their cost will go up to 455,000.
We have a speed issue right now. And then you go down to the third and development, and your stuff is just loading like that while you're just sitting there.
The second page.
Doing reports and
First page.
inputting, there is a speed issue and it gets caught up.
You know who posts them?
It was on.
And we weren't told. That we were going to a multi-user software environment, and they have told us. It is of course that. We used to have a single site server when they were hosted with a desktop version. So they kind of put the screws to us. And everything's like. So. Anyway, any questions? There's a lot of information here. I'm sorry that it's so, there's so many schedules,
Did we
but
talk
there's.
to Brattleboro?
Pardon?
Did we, I mean, Brattleboro, they're right, they're right across the street.
All the references.
We did.
I have them here,
Wow. Really?
and
Yeah.
they had glowing reviews.
Wow.
Yeah, the supporter is, for Scranton, Pennsylvania, they have no support calls personally. The person that we talked to, so it's, the efficiency of it is just going to make our offices so much better.
And all their departments use it to
Yes.
like the fire,
Yeah.
everybody is using it.
Well, all of our departments currently use Munis, but they use it for just specific things like requisition.
Gotcha.
Report generation. I know you use time, attendance to go there, time, nobody was using any of the main features for their specific departments except for. The building inspector, they do everything through Munis, and they don't like it either.
So it's gonna be mandatory that all departments use this.
We were hoping,
Well, if it works, right, like that's,
For that, yeah.
we bought this system back in 2000 for $750,000, and pretty much it was about 60% developed. They just developed it for budgeting and finance. And so forth, and paying bills and doing payroll. Nobody really looked at all of these options that were in there. I don't know, if we had done more with Munis, if we used more options and more features, maybe that would have helped us get a better software package out of them, but we hear a lot of people leaving them, and they just haven't with it. It's a system that's not going anywhere.
So you think we can get reps up here next week?
Yeah. First of all, what we want to do first, we'll call tomorrow and say we want to put a demo together for anybody who wants to sit and watch it, and you can do it through Zoom. They'll put it right on the screens for everybody to look and see how the transaction. So we're gonna call and get that scheduled for you guys right away. Kelly's back next week. Kelly is back next week, so Monday we can get her in on that, yeah.
Man, you got any
I'm
questions?
interested, but we know what Kelly, what she's at.
You're sure, well, right now, I mean, we got,
I think the main thing that in my mind is just we've looked at trying to do some different things with timekeeping. Small, I mean, we only have written plays, but on a much smaller scale, and I can tell you there will be, for instance, to using software on a personal device, the geofencing. That employees are going to interpret, some people interpret this as they're being tracked or being geolocated.
Lock in, gets the fob.
Right.
So.
it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think the fob idea is,
I just have, I'm sure
Right.
if it's not mandatory or if there are different ways to set it up, I'm sure we can do something that will work just fine.
if the fob, you think the fob would be a problem?
What's that?
Would the fob be a problem?
Well, I was thinking about like a case where, so somebody's, working the first part of the day at the library and then the last 2 hours or something, they're doing outreach and then, how do they clock back in or how do they clock out, right? Or-
Well, as a supervisor, you would be able
I would
to
have to
input,
manually probably just
Yeah.
make those approvals.
Right.
Sure. And that's fine. Those are the types. I don't have any like, oh my god, this is terrible. I think it's great to think about streamlining as much as possible and having it all kind of built into things. But
Does your,
Uh, that was my,
you make clock in and clock out now?
it's all paper.
Same with the county.
I think you're gonna find it's easy.
Yeah, well, and then the other question is, you know, I guess, and again, it comes back to me approving editing needed, but if somebody comes in and they're, you know. The timing's off by a minute or two, but it's just like, I'm already anticipating, I'm gonna be getting constant questions, like, what am I- and, you know, panicking about the system and we'll manage it, and anything that's gonna bring that, but. Yeah, just thinking about these things, but generally, I'm in favor of a new system overall, I'm a little wary of the time. Just because of you concern.
Every department is gonna have to have a time policy now,
Yeah,
right? Time and attendance.
We all have time policies now,
Yeah,
which is, we don't have a punch in, punch out. And-
right.
And that is such, I mean,
You do in finance.
we do in finance, but it's, you know, that's not.
It'll be.
But it's not
City
every
this size.
department.
And they'll be punched about for time to take over.
So
So.
generally, it's like 7 minutes. 7 minutes before, 7 minutes after count says. As your 0 minute, right? So. I mean,
We
that's,
set it up.
In the county, it's 15.
Will this make it easier for various departments to track things like overtime and stuff like that? They could just pull that out.
We should.
It'll be interesting to see though, because they can't plan overtime necessarily if there was a fire or a problem,
Right,
with
yeah.
trees or police incident. But I'm sure it's all editable, right? Like they can, as a manager, go in and.
It would be probably up to the manager or the chief to tweak everything.
right.
How do we do it now?
Right.
I don't know how to.
Same way we
Right.
did the
Now,
ballot,
Yeah.
ballot takes,
Exactly.
ballot takes.
Yeah.
Based on supervisors, so if shift comes in that their supervisor oversees time and attendance, and that's the accountability. And they enter into the system, then it goes up to the supervisor, it goes from our the system for myself. She oversees it all and sends it to finance. You know, on Wednesday, so yesterday she was, it's, and I understand and agree with the uniformity. But the complexity of how we manage our time and our resources is different than you would.
Yes, it is.
So that's why and emergency services, right? Like, we are out there at weird times, odd times.
And you have different schedules too, you don't just
So
have the 8
to
hours.
see how that works and to drive it, to see how it. How we fit into it. It's just-
The thing is that, you know, we'll try, you know, obviously it's gonna offer enough features or enough options. To try and work in what you're doing now.
Yeah, is it nice?
Yeah, very customized.
Great, then mold to that.
And it'd be
And
easier.
if you can't do it on
reports,
reports. Keep the
so
city,
you can kind of see,
So yeah, the analytics, at the back end of that,
Yeah.
there's some strength in that as well, so.
Munis is very cumbersome.
Does the demo,
at least.
does the demo have options for them to actually like click like a fake or a dummy account so they can play around with it, or is it just to sit at a screen and let them roll through it and ask questions?
They'll go through transactions and they'll do it
Oh,
right on
okay.
the screen for us, show you, they'll give you records from payments, they'll create records or time,
Awesome.
they'll do this, they'll do that.
One of our references actually said, hey, if you wanna see this in a live environment and how we use it. I'd be happy to show you, it's that kind of like, this program is so great. We wanna show you. And that was another municipality, that was.
That's Shelton, PA.
That was.
Road trip.
Chet.
Yeah, Texas.
Shelton.
Yeah, maybe
Check
that-
any place in
Definite
Florida?
Texas.
We're gonna take a road trip,
Last
right?
week.
Yeah, we're going to Florida.
Not proud of them over there on.
That's right.
The municipality in Florida, they're working now with their utility bill. Getting that.
Would you be able to send me the Zoom link to that when they do their?
Absolutely.
Just, I don't know if I'll be able to attend it, but I'd like.
Yeah,
to-
I would love that.
You can send that
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
It's just that Shelton now. Yes. I mean, there's.
I mean, if you can't.
Right there, there's a guy that shoots.
Introduce someone. Yeah. No,
I can't promise that I
Yeah.
can get on, but
And then you have, if I can, it goes.
I used to do payroll for the county, so I'd definitely like to see this.
Gonna have to ask Kevin Rowland, he's our state auditor. Anybody who's signed into an electronic timekeeping system, because last time he told me, he said, everybody that he audits, nobody has. He's waiting for the
Why?
first one.
Is it just cost?
I think it's hard to get people to get off the timesheets if they're already on them. It's like that's what they're comfortable with and they don't wanna go 2 o'clock and it's like, you're not gonna have a fingerprint, I'm not gonna clock in, clock out, and you know, you've heard the stories too. But it's just gonna be a matter of convenience, I think, in the end.
Time is
That's
money.
great, thank you.
Any questions? Go ahead.
So that price, that time clock plus the price is included in the quote.
Yep.
Let's say. It's not where we wanna go right now. It would come out of that.
We do have an old license with them because we tried to use it a long time ago.
But I think the talk has been, hey, that's kind of where we want to progress and kind of move towards.
Maybe you can move some departments on slowly.
Yeah.
DPW wants it bad. Cause they have trouble tracking 50 guys that are all.
Yeah.
Allocate the costs
Absolutely.
to
We
different cost
have to-
centers.
The one big thing is too, we have to streamline some of these codes.
Yep.
We have so many codes,
Yeah.
they only use 17 codes. And we have 30 of them, you know, so we get rid of, we can take this opportunity to clean up some other stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we wanna make sure that the keeping can be driven to work orders,
Right.
because I know that we could use that costing.
I think, Joel, you have how many codes?
And this is, and we compared them down to the active ones that the Public Service Commission wants, it's. Very teared them down, so.
Right.
Yeah.
It's quite a few codes they have there too, so each job is a different, you know, you gotta build them off the way it's built. So.
Any questions?
If we ask them all.
Sounds good.
No,
Thanks for-
I think this is the way to go.
Yeah.
And it'll introduce everyone to something called the time correction.
So
So
everybody's gonna hit the link.
they put in a time
Everybody will
correction.
hit a link, you can hit the
Yep.
link, how many times will it, they'll probably do a couple times,
Those are as many times.
Right. So maybe a couple links and then.
Oh,
I know Jack is probably watching this right now. So
I wanted to be here today.
Yeah.
Let me go. It's like.
clear the schedule, please.
You know, there's
Yep.
20 times the number of employees right up here that
Yeah.
use this, 20 times. So, you know,
No
there's
other
about
questions?
2,500 of us.
No, yeah,
Okay,
Thank
Thank you
you.
for that.
thanks.
Thank you.
Any questions? Let us know. All right, we'll call an end to the work session.
I guess.
Made by
I
Sunday.
have 2 absences.
Yes.
2 months.
We still enough.
There's 4, we're sure.
The pledge of allegiance.
Oh,
Ready to start?
You're done? Oh, you didn't shut it off?
It's 5:30 to start.
Oh, okay. No, I can call the, let me call the meeting to order, the March 19th, 5:30 p.m. Common Council meeting to order. Please rise and join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I figured you'd give us 1 minute. Yeah. Just Carlin, could you do the roll, please?
Mayor Hughes,
Here.
Counselor Bond.
Here.
Counselor Evans,
Here.
Counselor Strack, Counselor Talon. Counselor Manette,
Here.
Counselor Colleen,
Counselor Colleen and Counselor Strack have been excused.
resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of the Common Council held on March 5th, 2026 are approved and placed on file among the public records of the city clerk's office.
Moved by Counselor Evans, second, Counselor Manette. Roll call.
Counselor Bond,
Yes.
Counselor Evans.
Yes.
Counselor Talon,
Yes.
Counselor Manette.
Yes.
Carried. Anyone here this evening for public comment
On agenda.
on agenda items only? Okay. With nobody here for public comment, we will move on. Right,
Council approved the payrolls of the various departments of the city of Plattsburgh for the weekend, March 18th, 2026. In the amount of $592,940.76. The council approved the bill allotted by the common council for the week ending March 13th, 2026. In the amount of $1,198,743.85. And March 20th, 2026, in the amount of $1,159,286.26.
any liaison reports this evening?
I have nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, so I'll start with Plattsburgh Public Library. The next meeting is going to be next Tuesday at 4:30 on the second floor. And there's also some fun things going on the Saturday, the 21st. There's going to be a Dr. Seuss story
Bless you.
time with the Seussical cast that's going to be performing at the Strand, and Mr. Ben is going to be doing wonderful reading there. So that's the auditorium at 10:30 this Saturday. Also, Saturday, April 4th, there's going to be a book swap from 11 to 2 upstairs in the auditorium at the library. So you can either bring a book or a few books, swap for some books, socialize with some other avid readers there, just have a great time at the library. And so that's the library. Now we have the Climate Smart Task Force. We just had our meeting yesterday. We were talking a lot about the Earth Day event, which is going to be April 18th. And just really excited about that. That's really starting to come together. So more information will be forthcoming. Mr. Ben's also going to be doing a story time at that too. So yay, thank you, Mr. Ben. And we're just very excited about the food scrap recycling program. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen with the bins, and I guess see what's gonna happen with the plan to get the nice wrapping, the designs for the wrapping for the bins. So we'll see what situation works out with that. So
Tech is working on it. Yeah.
So. As of right now, we're not receiving anything to do with the current.
So we had to come up with a plan B.
With the teacher to try to figure that out, if not, we have.
Plan B is coming.
Possibility that high school may do the same thing. I've been told.
Or any of the schools in the we're not just the high school, but maybe the middle school or just whoever, wants to give it a try. So that's plan B. And that's all I got for right now. Our next meeting is going to be that would be April 15th at 5:15 at the library.
Item 7.61, authorize agreement for the sale of Niagara Project wholesale power and energy with the New York Power Authority.
I would like to table this. I'd like to, can I get a motion to?
Yeah,
table?
motion to table.
Counselor Evans, Counselor Bond. The reason we're gonna table this is came up really quick and we want to get information out to the public. That's why we're gonna have the special meeting next Thursday, the 26th at 5 p.m. And we're gonna get information out to the public on why this, NIPA has approved this increase. Joel and I are gonna get together tomorrow and we will get a lot of information out. I don't think it's fair to do this resolution without getting the information out to the public. So first and a second, roll call, or any discussion on the table. Roll call, please.
Counselor Bond,
Yes.
Counselor Evans,
Yes.
Counselor Talon.
Yes.
Counselor Manette,
Yes.
all in favor to table.
Aye.
Item 7.62, amend April 2026 quarterly MLD board meeting date.
Moved by Counselor Manette, second, Counselor Bond. Any discussion? Roll call.
Counselor Bond,
Yes.
Counselor Evans.
Yes.
Counselor Talon.
Yes.
Counselor Manette,
Yes.
carried. Item 7.63, amend the time of the April 16th, 2000 work session of the Common Council.
Moved by Counselor Bond, second.
Yes.
Counselor Manette. Any discussion?
Jim, you're jumping the gun.
I know.
Yeah, I guess I was kind of confused. I kind of thought we had talked about before having.
This is the one time.
Just
This
the
is
one-
just
oh, just the
for,
one time?
this is just
Okay.
for the, this is just for the, presentation.
Okay, the one that you, yeah,
Right, this is only for that.
okay,
This is a one time, this isn't a permanent.
okay,
It's, who's coming to do, Labella's coming with an update, sorry.
okay.
Labella's coming with an update on the zoning laws. So,
Alright.
any other questions? Roll call.
Counselor Bond,
Yes.
Counselor Evans,
Yes.
Counselor Talon.
Yes.
Counselor Manette,
Yes.
carried. Item 7.64, authorizing the mayor to sign a shared services agreement with the town of Champlain.
Moved by Counselor Manette, second. Counselor. Sorry. Any discussion?
Wait, I didn't hear the second.
Me.
Alan?
Alan?
No, I mumbled it. Any discussion? Roll call.
Counselor Bond?
Yes.
Counselor Evans?
Yes.
Counselor Talon?
Yes.
Counselor Manette?
Yes.
Carried.
There.
Item 7.65, authorize the Director of Community Development to execute supplemental agreement number 1 with Barton Dudas for Veterans Park improvements.
Moved by. Counselor Manette, second. Counselor Evans. Any discussion? Roll call.
Bond?
Yes.
Counselor Evans?
Yes.
Counselor Talon?
Yes.
Counselor Manette?
Yes.
Carried.
Any new business this evening to come before this council?
Yes, I would like to give another shout out to Garrett Manette. They are having another food drive this Saturday at the library from 12:30 to 3:30. This one focuses a lot on breads and pastries that the area restaurants and bakeries and etc. have donated. So they're encouraging people to, they are in need of food, to go to the library.
Thank you. Any other new business come before the council this evening? I have no reason for an executive session. Any public comment this evening on any other topics? No public comment this evening. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. I got 4.
Look at all the hands go up.
I got 4 and it was a tie. I was just gonna say, I'll go with Counselor Bond and Counselor Evans, because they were first and second down there. So how's that? Roll call.
Yes.
Counselor Evans?
Yes.
Counselor Talon?
Yes.
Counselor Manette?
Yes.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.